Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Selling with Corey, where we follow me on my print-on-demand journey with my stores, and I give you weekly updates and monthly updates with random videos in between. We do these little chit-chat videos, and let's get right into it. So YouTube has been a little weird with my comments. I'm not sure if the comments were it's really weird. So I'm not sure if the comments were deleted after I got the notification with the comments, because I'll go to that video since it won't let me click on the comments to reply. And it'll say I have so many comments, but there's still that one comment I'm looking for missing. Had it happen on like 2 of my videos, so I'm not sure if it's a me thing. I even switched accounts to check, still showing the same problem. But I did have a comment from someone asking me which I would rather recommend, Printful with Etsy versus Merch by Amazon. Now I do know we have done a few Printful and Etsy versus Merch by Amazon, but since I wasn't able to reply to this comment, I figured I'd go ahead, shoot a real quick chit chat video to let you all know which one I like over the other. And I don't think there's really any clear response of which one I like over the other, just because obviously they both have their pros and cons with everything. I am just a slight control freak when it comes to things, which makes Etsy a little bit more appealing to me, just because, like I said, I'm a little bit of a control freak. So when you integrate Printful through Etsy, you literally have like creative design over everything. You have creative design over the design that goes on your shirt, over how your Etsy shop looks, what your banner looks like in your Etsy, your description, everything. It's the most customizable one you can do, in my opinion, obviously. But on the other hand, it does cost more money to start up on Etsy versus on Merch by Amazon. So I would say if you have the money to do a little bit of like purchasing into your startup with your print-on-demand store, Etsy is 100% my recommendation, 100% the way I would go with things. If you don't have if you don't have a lot of money. Now, if you don't have a lot of money to put into your print-on-demand store, then Merch by Amazon 100% is my way that I would take it. Just because you get paid purely off of royalties, and then the only money you're putting into it is if you're like me, you're not really a graphic designer and you decide to purchase your designs. Now, I have been talking about recently kind of getting into creating my own designs to help keep my costs down. And if you are a graphic designer, or if you know how to make your own graphic designs, then that is 100% perfect for you, because you can just create a bunch of designs, throw them up on Merch by Amazon, and you're good to go. Obviously, there's a little bit more into throwing them up on Merch by Amazon than that, but Merch by Amazon at that point would be a little bit more appealing to you if you don't have high startup costs that you want to pay into. I have done a video on basically what my startup costs were, starting everything with Etsy and with Merch by Amazon. I will make sure to link all of that down below. And then you also have the quality of the shirts. And the more I've used Printful, my opinion on that has slightly changed a little bit since I did that video. I'll leave that one I'll leave that one linked down below as well, because my opinion has changed just a little bit since that. One of the things being that I am noticing on certain products that you get from Printful, such as hoodies and sweatshirts, the design isn't as bright and, like, what's the word I want to use? It's not as vivid. Like, the colors aren't, like, it's hard to explain. The colors are duller than they are on a t-shirt, and I don't know if that's just because of the fact that obviously a hoodie and a sweatshirt are thicker than a t-shirt, but I feel like the colors are a little bit duller. Like, they don't show up as well. They're not as bright as they would be on the other shirts. And I do think that obviously plays a role into things when you start looking at everything in the long run. Whereas with Merch by Amazon, even though it feels fake and you can tell it's 100% like creased on, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it just feels 3D. the colors are a lot more vibrant on Merch by Amazon when it comes to the designs versus, like I said, the coloring on Printful isn't as vibrant as it is on Merch by Amazon. So they're both going to have their pros and cons with everything. They're both going to kind of have that take it or leave it mentality with stuff. Like I said, circling right back around, basically I am a semi-control freak. So I like the fact that with Etsy, I can control advertisement. I can control pretty much pricing. Well, you can control pricing with each one. But I can control everything exactly in the description, how things go, how returns work. But then with Merch by Amazon, it's pretty much title, brand, design, choose your colors, choose your pricing. You can obviously put your own description in and your own keywords. The only problem is that, same thing as with Etsy, you have to kind of research into that to know, or it's all just going to get washed up in a sea of everything else. And I think that's pretty much normal no matter what print on demand store you use. So I really think it all comes down to how much control you want and what your startup costs are. Because obviously, like I said before, Merch by Amazon has a much lower startup cost versus Etsy that has a little bit of a higher startup cost because you have to pay for the listings to be listed. And then every like 3 to 4 months, you have to go in and pay again to renew those listings. So it's a little bit more costly to do Etsy versus Merch by Amazon. So just, keep that in mind when you're doing both of them. I do think, for the most part, they both work the same, quite honestly. I mean, 90% of them are going to work the same for the most part. I know in the higher tiers, you can advertise on Merch by Amazon. I haven't gotten to that point yet, so I honestly don't know how that works. I don't know what to do with that because I can't seem to get out of tier 10. So I'm not sure exactly how that works. But I feel like we're going in circles here. That's pretty much about it. If you want more in depth, I can break it down a little bit more in depth. This is just kind of my quick response to that comment video because it would be good to have this obviously on my channel. I'm sure quite a few people, have been thinking about it and just don't want to comment or, are going to be looking for this later on down the road. So if you want a more in-depth video, leave me a comment down below. Let me know. I have no problems. I'll put a little bit more thought. I'll make a list and I'll go more in depth. This is just kind of like a quick impromptu, like chit chat video on the difference and which one I prefer. Right now, at least for a while now, Etsy has been kind of like my number one prefer. Just because, like I said, I'm a little bit of a control freak and I can control a lot more with Etsy than I can with Merch by Amazon. Whereas Merch by Amazon, you kind of post it and cross your fingers that it's going to work and you're doing something good with your keywords. Which I know there's obviously more research you can do into that, but with Etsy, I can at least put more appealing pictures up and kind of advertise it a little bit better no matter where I'm at, because I have to wait to get into the higher tiers to do any of the advertising part on Merch by Amazon. So let me know in the comments down below if you want a more in-depth video on the pros and cons of these. Maybe I'll do a separate one for each later down the road. Let me know if you want that and if you want some more information. And I think that'll be it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe so you can follow me with my print-on-demand journey with my stores. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.